So I'm in Seoul, right? And I've been there for weeks now. And honestly, I just need a change of scenery. I kept hearing about Busan, but never actually made it down there. One morning, I just thought, why not? Let me just go. No big plans, no research, just pure curiosity. So I grabbed my suitcase and headed to Seoul Station. They have storage lockers at the station, which are such a lifesaver when you don't want to drag everything around. It cost me maybe around $60 for a few days. Have you seen that movie Train to Busan? Yep. Well, this was nothing like that, thank God, but it was the exact same train, I believe. I decided to treat myself to first class because I figure if I'm doing this spontaneous trip thing, might as well do it right. The seats were incredible, like actually spacious. I bought some food at the station, settled in with my kimbap, corn dog, and some drink, and just watched Korea roll by outside the window. 2 hours later, I'm in a completely different city. The whole journey felt surreal and was pretty quick, like I was traveling to discover something I didn't even know I was looking for. I booked the Lotte Hotel Busan, and let me tell you about this place. It's definitely a five-star hotel, but it got this interesting character to it. The building feels established, maybe even a bit dated in some areas, like the carpets in the hallways have that particular hotel carpet smell that's somehow very familiar and old, but the location absolutely unbeatable. What completely sold me on this place wasn't just the room, even though the view was stunning, it was something else. They have a duty-free store right in the hotel, and then there's this entire Lotte department store connected. I'm talking about a whole universe of shopping, eating, and exploring without ever leaving the building. The food court became my new obsession. You walk in and there are just those perfect little dishes at prices that just make sense. Fresh fruit everywhere, Korean dishes I've never tried, international option if you need a break from kimchi. It's like they build this entire ecosystem where you could live comfortably for years. I love it so much. So the next morning, we needed fuel for what I had planned, a full day at Spaland. But first, breakfast that turned into the most incredible Korean meal I had since arriving in the country. We ordered bibimbap in those hot stone bowls, you know, the one that keeps sizzling even after they bring it to your table. The rice gets crispy at the bottom while you mix everything together. They came this seafood pancake that was nothing like any pancake I knew. It was thick, savory, loaded with fresh seafood. You could taste why Busan is famous for its ocean bounty. Everything was so fresh and delicious, it almost tasted like the sea itself. The flavors here were different from Seoul. I feel like it's a bit more bolder somehow, more connected to the ocean. Every bite reminded you that you are in a coastal city where people have been fishing and eating from the sea for generations. Then we go to Spaland. This place is massive. It's actually in the Guinness Book of World Records as the largest spa in the world. Correct me if I'm wrong. 22 different baths, I believe, and 13 themed sauna inspired by different country. I spent around 4 or 5 hours there and could have stayed longer, but they close around 9 p.m. There's something about being in hot water that just reset your entire system. I went from sauna to the ice room, the outdoor food bath. They even have a session where you can eat different type of Korean ramen while you're relaxing. It's like they thought of everything. The next day was all about Jagalchi Market, and this turned into one of those travel experiences you will remember forever. Partly because it was amazing, partly because it was chaotic, and partly because of what went wrong. This market works completely different than any market I knew. The first floor is the fish market. Vendors everywhere with every type of food you can imagine. You walk around, you negotiate, you pick what you want, and then you pay right there. Then they give you a little receipt or a ticket. There will be a staff taking all the seafood in a bucket, and you follow them go upstairs to the second floor where all these tiny restaurant kitchens are set up. It's not a typical restaurant experience. These vendors have their cooking station, everyone eating together in this communal, slightly hectic environment. It's get so much busier when it's lunchtime. The cooking fee and table fee adds about $10 per person on top of whatever you bought downstairs. We got sea urchin, prawns, different type of sashimi, snails, and the abalone were incredible. They can serve it raw as sashimi or cook it into this rich risotto with such a strong ocean flavor. It's almost overwhelming. This is how you know you're ready. But here's the funny part. When they opened the sea urchin, they were completely empty inside, like nothing inside any of them. So there was watching this negotiation happen between the Korean vendors and then the adults in my group, and the vendor downstairs like trying to get our money back for the empty urchin. Welcome to the market life, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it all settled. But this whole experience was expensive and honestly not super feeling for the price. But hey, it's never hurt to be reminded from time to time that I'm just a tourist, not a local, right? And also, this is how locals have been eating seafood here for decades. You are not just buying lunch, you are participating in this whole cultural tradition. And then we walk around the area afterwards. There's street food everywhere, just like Myeongdong in Seoul, but with a coastal twist. Fried chicken, tteokbokki, all kinds of things that I couldn't identify, but I wanted to try. After the market, we took a taxi to Gamcheon Culture Village, and this place tells such an interesting story. It was built by Korean War refugees in 1950s who couldn't find flat land to build on, so they built these colorful houses going up on the mountainside. Today it's become this tourist destination with souvenir shops and small cafes tucked between the houses. There's a lot of stairs, like a lot, but buses run regularly if you don't want to walk everywhere. The whole place have this artistic energy now. You can spend around 1 or 2 or 3 hours just wandering, taking photos, discovering little galleries built right into these people homes. We stopped at a cafe shop named Coffee Eat House for the view. They have this huge open space where you can look out over the entire colorful village. It was windy and gloomy that day, so we didn't explore every corner of the village, but honestly, that was fine. This trip wasn't about checking every box or seeing every sight. It was about slowing down, breathing differently than I had been in Seoul. This whole city has this different pace. It's older, more settled. You see a lot of older people, while young people tend to move to Seoul for opportunities. That creates this peaceful, unhurried atmosphere where you're not constantly rushing from one thing to another. I came to Busan to escape Seoul intensity, eat amazing seafood, spend a day being pampered at a spa, and do some shopping for myself and my friends back home. That's exactly what happened. No pressure, no tight schedule, just following curiosity and see what each day brought. The next day, I took the KTX back to Seoul. We were only in Busan for about 2.5 days, but it felt like exactly the reset I needed. Sometimes the best trips are the ones that you don't overplan, where you just show up and let the place show you what it has to offer. If you are in Korea and feeling like you need a change of pace from Seoul, Busan might be exactly what you're looking for. It's close enough for a spontaneous trip, but different enough to feel like a real escape. And if you're planning your own Korea adventure, I put together a free South Korea guide for first-timers that covers everything I wish I've known before my trip. You can grab it in the description down below. It will save you so much time and help you avoid the mistake I made early on. Follow for more honest travel stories like this one. Sometimes the best adventures happen when you just decide to go. See you in the next one.